Okay, numbers check time. It is March 27th, and we're almost a quarter of the year done. So we're 3 months in. Right now, my goal is 3,000 active listings by the end of the year, which is a monumental goal. Right now, I'm only at 2,116 to be exact as of the time of this recording. I'm still up around 120 from last year. But if you look at my sales numbers and compare them right now to where they were last year, they almost completely mimic last year up to this time. And I'm talking down to the dollar, down to the items shipped. So even though my listing count is still growing, albeit slowly, my numbers haven't caught up. And so that's a little bit frustrating. I'm not discouraged by it. Like, I suppose, as you list more, those sales kick in a little bit slower. I tend to be impatient. And so the minute I get something listed, I'm like, well, there it is. It's on the internet. Why hasn't anyone bought it yet? It's been 15 seconds. I'm sure there's some of you that can relate. Like, the listing's up. Why isn't it sold? So I need to be a little bit more patient, but my numbers are exact from 2024. I mean, it like completely mimics it. So I feel like in a sense I'm behind because it doesn't feel like growth. I don't know that I feel like I'm any more busy than I was at the same time last year. And then maybe as I continue to try to get as close to or hit this goal as I can before the year is over, those sales will kick in down in the future. So I had my January and my February of 2025 were much slower than 2024. So those first 2 months, I was like, this is a disaster. March has come along and I'm up 25 to 30% over last year. And that March alone has got me caught up from last year's numbers, which is why they are as close as they are. So maybe, as the listing count grows, the March numbers look good. Maybe April's will look better. May's look even better than that. And so the growth will be not sort of straight line, but you kind of get what I'm saying, like gradual, incremental. And that's kind of how it goes. So the numbers are consistent from last year to this year. And as for today's video, we're gonna maybe do two things. I might show you some stuff here that I've picked up recently that I didn't film when I was in a store, and then we might head up to a store as well. Like maybe make this one a hybrid video. So it doesn't feel like growth, even though March has been great to get me caught up, but I'm still going to attack this thing, whether it makes sense or it doesn't, because I want to be able to look back at the end of the day and say, I hit this goal. Like, I'm trying to keep myself accountable. There's no boss in this business, right? Maybe I've been a little bit too lenient on myself. So I want to hit that goal, and I'm taking you along for this ride, whether it works, whether it doesn't, whether I hit it, whether it's a disaster, and everything else in between. You're coming along. So let's look at some things here first, and then we'll go to the stores. All right, so weather changing outside, all things outdoor related, hiking, camping. This is a Camelback Mule hydration pack. Luckily for me, the bladder on the inside is brand new. Because I don't know, maybe they're sold together. I thought the bladders were sold separately. Maybe some of these models that are sold in store, they come together, so maybe it came like this, but the bladder is called the Crux Reservoir. It's not built in, you can remove it, but I think it just came with it when I found it. And then the Mule hydration pack is a 3-liter pack. I'm gonna tell you that for those of you that go to the outlet, I find a lot of these at the Goodwill bins and they sell. So I think because the hydration pack is brand new, and then the bladder is also brand new, I can get between $60 and $70 based on recent comps for this. And it's great because this will sell probably pretty quickly now that we're getting into April and May and June. So this was a great find. But again, outdoor sports related activities. The next item is very similar, but that's sort of the theme, and that's like where a lot of my focus is outside of, and that's more of like a seasonal thing, but outside of like the art and the things that I'm trying to learn, like, the trinket section and pottery and all that type of stuff. Sourcing seasonally will really help you, especially if you're newer. And then to me, this is a no-brainer. Would I have picked it up in the winter? I mean, probably. I don't even remember what it cost me. So there's no price on it, and so bag prices are probably $5.99. This was not a marked up item, so $6. But yeah, I think I can get between $60 and $70 for it. This is another one where Previously, I would have no idea. Just ran the comps, and the comparables are saying that this is going to sell between $30 and $50. This is a Shimano Side Stab 2000 RD. Is it RD? 2000 RD spinning reel for fishing. So looks like it moves pretty good and still has some of the line in it. I don't know if taking the line out of that makes a bit of difference. If you're a fisherman and you think it does, or it doesn't, you can contribute in the comments, let me know. But I'm just gonna leave it, photograph it really quickly, and it, again, will sell probably quicker than it will later because we're coming into that season. So don't be afraid to pick stuff like this up. I know nothing about it. I mean, it looks like it, okay, and maybe because I'm missing something that I shouldn't be missing, but I don't think so. I think the thing moves just fine. So Side Stab 2000 RD, and I paid $4.99 for this. I assume it's gonna be easy to photograph. I don't know exactly what you all need to see when you photograph it, but because of that, I will probably overcompensate and take more pictures than it is otherwise necessary to. But $5 into, and I'll probably price it right in the middle. I've seen some sell for 30. I've seen some sell for 50. Just this exact piece, no extra accessories or anything like that. So I'll probably land in the middle at $40, where technically if I don't know enough about something, I tend to maybe price it maybe a little bit on the lower side. But usually I'm on the higher end. So I'll probably just go in the middle for this, unless I get to the desktop and I see something that changes my mind. When I do my comparable research, I'm doing a lot of it like live in the store for myself, so I'll have an idea of price, but I do go into my desktop when I get home, because going onto the desktop, I think, gives you a bigger picture. I think it generally lists more comparables than you would otherwise get if you were searching on your phone. So that's just food for thought. Maybe you've noticed that too. So I will go back in and just double check on something like this on my desktop if it's something that I'm not like really familiar with. But $40 for a fishing reel, and I expect it to sell fast. All right, I grabbed a nice pair of Merrills. I think these are, what are these called? These are Moab Street something. I don't know. Let me give you the item number. I've already forgotten. J067083. They need to be cleaned up a little bit, but they have excellent soles, and they're a size 14. So I'll tell you, first, right now, like up to today, my average sales price for things that I sell on eBay is almost exactly $55. And it's almost exactly the same as it was last year, like I was explaining before. These will sell between $40 and $50, but with the size 14, in my experience, when I was an Amazon seller, size 14s were much harder for me to sell. All things considered, volume on Amazon kills eBay. Amazon is a completely different beast. Even as much traffic as eBay gets, it's not even in the stratosphere, I think, as far as traffic numbers are concerned, that you would get for Amazon. So even though over the course of time I might sell more size 14s on Amazon just because of the velocity, they weren't as easy to sell as they are for me on eBay. It seems like I get just better traction, all things considered, on eBay with size 14s than I do when I was selling on other platforms. When it goes up to 15, 16, 17, I tend to try to stay away from them, if I'm on the fence about if it's an item I should buy or not, because those take a little bit longer. Do they sell? Yes, but for whatever reason, like the 13s, which I am a size 13 in a lot of shoes, I'm a 12 in some other ones, but 14s sell really well for me. So I'm just going to keep riding that wave. And these are in way too good of a condition, especially again, because it's an outdoor shoe. It's like a hiking shoe. It's a trail shoe. So I think it's going to sell fast. Size 14, probably listed between, like I said, between $40 and $50. So it's pretty close to what my average sales price is. But if you're thinking that, you might pass on a 14, especially if it's like a men's athletic shoe, because you think it's too big. My experience is telling me to do the opposite. In most cases, pick it up, because they sell great for me. So just keep that in mind. Moving outside for these because it is just too nice outside, and I'm doing this early enough in the morning where you still hear the birds chirping outside. So hopefully it's not too terribly windy. But as far as that Coach bag, I'll tell you what, you have me convinced that this bag is real. maybe it is an outlet bag. I'm incredibly impressed by the wealth of information that you guys had in the last video regarding the authenticity of this bag. You have me convinced that it's real, and it's just like, because it doesn't feel like old Coach, which is what I'm usually getting my hands on when I'm in stores. It felt different and it threw me off, and especially not being able to find that number. So I think this Coach bag is real. So kudos to you. I need your help on pricing the next item that I am about to show you. It's a smaller bag. Let's take a look at it now. Hey, I picked this up because it is brand new with tags. And I will show you this tag in just a second. It is a Vera Bradley Roxbury Crescent shoulder bag. What the heck is that color? Is that what say Marrakesh? What on earth does that even mean? Anyway, $70 was the MSRP, and I picked it up because it was brand new with tags. I think this only cost I think this was like an accessory, which would have been what, $3, $3 or $4? And maybe they charged me for a purse. I say this all the time, but I never do it, that I need to check my receipts a little bit closer. I've been saying that for years and I still don't do it. So I don't know, maybe it was $3, but it's brand new with tags. As for pricing this, how would you price it? Look again, Roxbury Crescent shoulder bag. There's the UPC 886-003-662-366. If you were listing this bag, what would you price it at? I don't know how I want to price it. And I'm not even really going to say why. I just want to see what you folks are going to say, because I was damn impressed with all the help on that Coach. So there's that. And then take a look at this. So it's a Dooney wallet, red wallet, but do you see the amount of wear on the leather? I'm good with Dooney purses, but with a wallet that's in a condition like this, I don't know how I'm gonna price this either. I'm thinking $25 and let's move it. Leather can be repaired, right? You can clean this leather, that I know, that I'm aware of, but do you really expect your buyers to wanna go through all of that, or do they just wanna buy it in a better condition, right? And so maybe because mine's not in, you see all that pen right there? Maybe because this is not in elite condition or excellent condition, this is gonna sit. I don't know that the pen mark on the interior makes that big of a difference, but I don't carry wallets like this. I'm a dude, so I don't know, which is why I'm asking you folks that do know. It looks like this part of the hardware, it has wear. I mean, it has wear, but this is such good leather for this. So I'm thinking $25. I don't know, maybe 30, but I wonder, it's just a lot of wear. I'm more interested to know what you're gonna price that shoulder bag for. And then thanks again on the assist for the Coach. Okay, the next thing is this reproduction piece from the Louvre Museum in France. It is a Cyclandic female idol figure. Take a look, you can see, I don't know if you can see the stamp, there we go, that's a pretty clear picture of it. And then on the bottom here, they've given us some details here from the Louvre. It looks like the 2500 to 2000 BC era, Cyclandic female model, and then they have the little Louvre, the Moulage Muse stamp on the bottom. No solds in Terapeak in the last 3 years or so that I could find. And there is one exact one currently listed on eBay from somebody in Florida for $150. The only way I know how to compete at something like this, when there's no solds to go on, is to win by price and photos. And so hopefully my photos will come out much more clear on her, and then I'll just maybe I'll match the price, or maybe I'll come in a little bit lower. I haven't really decided yet, but an interesting figure. This is a resin figure. It's about 11 inches tall. And I told you, I'm trying to up my art game, if you will. So I like it. I've been sitting on it for a while. It cost me $8. Very long tail is going to be my guess, but coming in at maybe 140, 150, maybe I'll just match it. Maybe I'll just make my pictures better and then match that price. 150, no idea how long it's going to take me to sell, but it's just me putting money where my mouth is, trying to get better at art. Yeah, there's probably a marketplace like, Etsy or something that is more suited for an item like this, but you guys know I don't cross list. So let's say 150 on her. Phase number 2, we're gonna head into the stores to see if we can find anything. And today, the day this was recorded on was March 27th, which is opening day. So I'm leaving rocking the Cleveland Guardians, Cleveland Indians gear. Go Tribe, go Guardians. I'm from Cleveland, if you didn't know that, even though I've been in Columbus for a good number of years now. But it's opening day, and I'm gonna get this video done, and we're gonna watch baseball for the rest of the day. So let's go up to the stores and see if we can close this out on a high note. All right, we are rolling in here at around 11:30, and so if it was busy in the morning, a lot of these carts are going to be picked over. There's always a few things though. I mean, it doesn't really matter what time you come in. If the stores that you're in are like moving quickly and getting new stuff onto the shelves and whatnot, usually always a few things to find. I don't think I had very much success with these carts. There were a couple of items that were like, I was on the fence about it. Like, this is a beard grooming kit, but it's one of those like Amazon only items where it doesn't have a UPC code. It just has one of those Amazon barcodes in. One of the cheap China generic stuff that you see on Amazon. This Damn It doll, I've sold these before. I don't think there's any value in this one, especially at $4. But there are some designs for those dolls, DAMMIT, that are worth some money. Maybe not a ton, but like if you're getting them for $1 or $2, it might be worth, it's probably take me 5 seconds to do a couple of pictures and get it listed. That one was USTA, and they have a lot of different designs and patterns on them. That one didn't have any value, so I'm just going to leave it. That was a cute Peanuts picture. And a lot of this stuff looks pretty common, pretty basic, and I don't recognize that any of it has value. The listings for that tennis racket were, a lot of them were on the high side, but when I sorted the solds, I saw sales, and not very many sales relative to the amount of listings, like in the $20 to $30 range. So I left that one behind. Nothing doing here on the laser tag. Maybe Jumanji has some value. I am not going to mess with pieces and parts right now. I'm trying to move quick because I want to watch the Guardians. I almost said the Tribe. I'm going to say the Tribe forever, though, because that's how I grew up remembering them. A new cart came out, and this was the only thing I grabbed off of it, a Washington Redskins beer stein. Even though you look at the active listings to the amount of solds, you're going to see way more listings on those items. There was a time where like all the Washington Redskins, because they're now the Washington Commanders, stuff sold really fast. But that style beer stein, there were 2, 3, maybe 4 solds. So at 99 cents, if I can move it for $15 to $20, I'll do it. I already know. It's not like I have to go to my desktop like I was talking about earlier and do some additional research. I have all of the research that I need in store right there. So I'll put it up for either 15 or 20 and we'll call it a day, and it will take me a very small amount of time to list. I'm looking over at the shoes. This pair of Nikes is loud. Good sellers though. So, and the insoles look great. The soles look good. I have success selling this style. I don't remember what the exact style is, but the comparables will be on the screen for you. And yeah, they are neon. They were a size 7.5, I think. I'm going to end up listing them for $30. I'll throw them in the wash just to get some of the surface stains up off the top. But I'm going to list them for $30, and I believe I can ship them first class. So $5.50 to get them shipped, and we will move them. So that's a good pair. Nothing else on these racks really caught, or on these shelves really caught my eye. I'm doing a double take as I'm recording my voiceover here. This pair of Charlies, I used to pick these up. Well, I'll get to it in a second. It's on the bottom rung. A little bit too much wear and too much fading on those Nikes. The Hokas were in bad shape. They did not have the insoles. But there's a pair of Charlies down here. Do I pick them up? Yeah. I don't grab this brand anymore. CHARLY, I believe is how you spell them. That had too much wear on the bottoms, but it's just not a style or a brand that sells well for me in the few that I've picked up. So I pass on those, and there's just nothing else here going. It's very well organized. They have the store very clean, but nothing going on there. Thankfully, we are going to end on this chest. It is a a vintage Concord chest. The first thing that I want to know once I open this is, does it have a scent? Does it smell? Because if it's been sitting and it's been in warm weather, you know, sometimes those chests can get kind of musty. It was very clean on the inside, no smell. So I think we're good to go. The last one, and I think it's an exact comp in this green color, sold for $100. That's what I'm going to list mine for. There are other color variations that are currently actively listed for more than that, but on the $100, and I still have yet to go into Terapeak just to verify that that is the correct price. But just based on what I saw, we're going for $100 on this one, and that saves the trip because we're coming in the middle of the day. We don't have a ton of time, and I just have to take what the store is giving me right now. I looked at this chair. It's an IKEA chair, and it's in great shape, but I don't think I'm going to mess with that. It's not something that I'm going to sell locally, and it's certainly not something I'm going to ship. So $100 for the Concourse chest is a pretty good find. I'm not going to have any trouble shipping it, getting it packed up, and getting it to arrive in one piece. All right, y'all, the trunk kind of saved me. Other than that, not a whole lot. Pretty picked over, and that is what it is. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but that chest was a good find. So thanks for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, and it is baseball time. We'll see you later.